Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, what the war in Iran means to U.S. oil and fuel inventories. Also tonight, the impact of asphalt on the environment and human health, and a non-surgical alternative for treating dogs with torn ligaments. Those stories and more next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your public television station.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. It's estimated that the U.S. has about a month and a half supply of crude oil, with oil analysts saying that the country could tap into its crude oil reserves or limit exports if that supply gets near panic stage. But are we heading for that stage? And what does it all mean for gas and fuel prices, not to mention the auto and airline industries? Joining us now is Dale Rogers from ASU's W.P. Carey School of Business. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Ted.
So 50 days some odd oil, so does that sound about right to you?
50 days. I would say around July 1st. Now, we're already in a deficit. We're not in a shortage. Like a lot of Asia and some of the poor countries are in a shortage already. But if nothing changes, we'll be at shortage levels sometime around the beginning of July.
I saw it described somewhere as a supply shock. Does that make sense to you?
Well, taking 20% of the global oil production out, and truthfully, we still seem to think this is going to get over quickly, and I'm not sure why we think that. You know, the Red Sea has been closed down for a couple of years. The Houthis, who are messing it up down there, haven't attacked anybody since September, and for some reason, and they're not as rich as the Iranians, and for some reason we think this, Strait of Hormuz is going to get over fast, but I don't know why it would.
Okay, so oversupply, is the oversupply dwindling? Are the buffers
well, and the
gone?
reserves are drained down. So some countries don't have big reserves or any reserves at all. The largest reserves on the planet are China. They seem to be fine. We thought, because we were a net oil exporter the last year or so, that we could drain the reserves down and sell some of that capacity off, and that seemed like a bad decision now.
So the supply it's being drawn down, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is it likely to happen that, let's say tomorrow, let's say today, let's say right now, the Strait of Hormuz opens back up and everyone's happy and peppy? How long before we stop having to draw from those supplies?
Well, remember COVID and how long it took to turn the faucets back on. Remember, it was just really, really long. So we're looking at 4 months, 5 months.
Really?
Probably.
And what does
to
that
really get things back to normal, and some stuff is going to take longer.
So what does that mean for oil? Let's start with gas prices. Let's start with the pumps. What does that mean?
I don't think we're going back to $3 a gallon anytime soon. I wish we were, but it's likely that the price is going to be higher. And look at what's happened in California. Prices are $7, $8 around LA. Because of the Jones Act, which I don't have to tell the whole long story about that, but that governs where a ship can come from. California gets their oil mostly from Asia, and that oil is more expensive.
Isn't that interesting? Okay, so we oil prices, gas prices, how does that translate to the airline industry and jet fuel prices?
Well, the crazy thing is, even though jet fuel is refined less than gasoline, the price of it is always way higher. Same with diesel. The last 7 or 8 years is the same thing. And so if you're planning a vacation to Europe this summer, you should get your tickets soon, because that jet fuel is getting very expensive. The other problem is, Ted, that we have jet fuel right now, but there's some places that don't have as much. And if you take a plane to Vietnam, you want to get back home.
Yeah, and the prices obviously would be different between here and there. Okay, all this is happening, and yet Wall Street seems to be humming right along. Is there a disconnect there? Why is that happening?
I think there is a disconnect. I think they really believe that we're just a couple of weeks away from everything being over. One of the problems that supply chain guys always think about is that You know, when you're in a company and you're forecasting sales, the marketing guys, not to be mean to the marketing guys, they'll always talk about the number of dollars we're going to sell, where the supply chain guys are trying to figure out how many blue ones and how many red ones we need in Phoenix. So the overall numbers seem fine to Wall Street and the financial folks, but when we focus on the actual products, that's a bigger issue.
But even if it opens up today and we still have 3-4 months of this to go, is there a reckoning down the road in terms of all markets, and Wall Street included?
Yeah, because, I mean, think about our discussions before when it came to the tariffs, which got put on the first time April 2nd. We knew they were kind of coming, but April 2nd, Liberation Day. And the effect of the tariffs really hasn't gone all the way through the supply chain, I believe, because you had that stuff upstream. And I've thought for a long time, it was June and July of this year that we'd really see the impact of those tariffs upstream. And so there's a long lead time because you can see what's happening upstream way before it gets to GDP.
The lead time for electricity, for food, for consumer goods, I mean, everything is affected, it seems like, in some way, shape, or form by
Petroleum
oil.
is in everything.
Yes.
Almost pretty much everything any product we buy, petroleum is in that. And then it's in even food and stuff when you look at the transportation costs.
Yeah, so all of those things likely will increase before they do anything.
They have been increasing, but there's like a delay.
Right.
So even after the Strait of Hormuz is open, if it ever is again, we'll see a continued increase. Now, the way supply chains work is there's some large entities sitting right before the consumer, like Amazon and Walmart, that will say, no, you're not going to raise price. We're not going to eat whatever you say. And there are enough volume, they can stop it. Who really gets hurt are the downstream small and medium-sized enterprises and the upstream ones as well.
Last question. Will automakers, auto dealers, car buyers, are they going to get hurt?
Yes. You can already see. Like, we've had a shortage on rare earths because China controls most of them, and just to make a car door, you need the magnets of the rare earths. So the auto companies keep getting hit over and over again. This is a tough time to be a car company.
Interesting. Dale Rogers, W.P. Carey School of Business, our supply chain guru. Good to have you here.
It's always good to see you.
No way.
On Finding Your Roots, Cyndi Lauper,
I just wanted to know who the heck I was.
Jamie Chung,
It's totally flipped my perspective.
and Danny Trejo.
It's shined a light on who I am.
Finding Your Roots.
Tuesday night at 7 on Arizona PBS.
In this episode, actors Lea Salonga and Amanda Seyfried uncovered their roots.
Oh, there's a story. Wow. Missing in action. Whoa, that's a mystery.
Meet your DNA cousin. Turn the page.
We're DNA cousins?
Tuesday night at 8 on Arizona PBS.
Economically, this is the most important fight of the second Trump administration.
If I want him out, he'll be out of there real fast.
This agency feels it is not under any obligation to be accountable.
You think that this is all part of an effort to get his hands on this powerful economic lever?
I think he's been very clear about that.
It's not just a struggle between President Trump and Chair Powell. It's a struggle over the future design of the federal government.
Tuesday night at 9 on Arizona PBS. When you support Arizona PBS, you plant a seed. Seeds that provide educational outreach in our community. Seeds that put our digital resources to work. Seeds that foster the trusted news coverage you expect from PBS. And seeds that continue the amazing PBS programs you love. But our garden can't keep growing without your support. Visit our website to see all the ways you can help our garden grow. Plant a seed with Arizona PBS today.
I really do enjoy volunteering. I like to think that I have made a difference. That's enough. I don't need to be patted on the back. I've included my PBS station in my future plans. It's not a big gift, but something that will help them.
For more information about including Arizona PBS in your future plans, visit azpbs.org/giving.
Every little bit helps. If we can do a whole lot of little bits, then we've done a great service.
Pavement is everywhere in the valley, with roads, parking lots, and other paved surfaces covering an estimated 40% of the Metro Phoenix area. But what is the health impact of all that asphalt? To learn more, we welcome Ellie Finney. She's from ASU's School of Sustainable Engineering and the Built Environment. Welcome to Arizona Horizon. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so your study looks at the impact of asphalt on human health. And we're not talking about skinning your knee or falling down on a hot pavement. We're talking about in the air?
Absolutely. Actually, in cities like Phoenix, which is hot and sunny, or Dallas or Los Angeles, where you have a lot of covered surfaces, the smell and the asphalt is part of our road and part of our air that we breathe.
Is it more, let's say that the asphalt in the Phoenix area, does that affect our health more than even the urban heat island effect would, do you think?
That's a very good question, and I think heat has to be taken as serious as anything else. But here, the synergy is the heat actually increases the emission from the surfaces. So, and it's not linear, it's actually non-linear. When you get 1 degree increase in temperature, you expect much more increase in emission.
And just the fact that asphalt has emissions, that asphalt is breaking down and just shooting stuff up in the air? How's that work?
Well, you can imagine when you heat your food in the microwave, it smells more than when it was in the fridge. So when asphalt and many more material get hot, they start off-gassing, releasing molecules more and more. So then, as such, you can smell it more. When you smell something, that means molecules are getting to your nose.
Yes.
That's how you end up smelling it. So absolutely, actually, asphalt releasing molecules that belong to asphalt, and they're supposed to stay there.
And this is like sticky stuff, petroleum byproduct kind of things?
Asphalt is bottom of the barrel. When you get jet fuel, gasoline, and every other things, the end product is what we use to bind or aggregate and make our roads, which gives you that smooth ride, quiet, very pleasant ride. I think it's a black diamond of modern life.
Yeah, but is there something like, is it like bitumen or something like that keeps it all together, and then that breaks down? And am I getting it right? It all just break?
Absolutely. Well, it may not be the exactly breakdown, but as it releases the molecules that it's supposed to keep its health, it reduces its health and life. Much like if you get dehydrated. If you get out and it's hot and you get dehydrated, it hurts you.
Yes.
If asphalt gets losing some of its molecule, it hurts asphalt. So it loses its life.
So basically, it's losing its life, but it's also spreading things into the atmosphere. It's not good for our lives.
Absolutely. You don't want those in you as an aroma or scent. The fresh scents of asphalt, but it's better if the molecules stay where they belong to.
Yes. They form particles? Is that how this works? I mean, ultrafine particles? It's the stuff we're breathing in?
This is very interesting chemistry. I tell my students this is chemistry in motion. When these molecules come out, and at 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. it's hot and you smell these molecules, when you go to sleep, those molecules don't go to sleep. They're actually evolving and changing to other things, including ultrafine particles. So we did study the formation of particles out of those emissions, and we observed that.
Does it get worse as pavement ages?
Different molecules comes out as aging continues. So aged asphalt has a different off-gassing than a fresh asphalt.
Okay, but it's still, are we talking toxic stuff here?
Some of these molecules are not good for our health. And we are still working with Mayo Clinic. This is a global research. We have French as our partner. It's actually funded by U.S. Department of Energy, which shows the global and local impact of it. And we are looking at health impacts and how much it impacts our health. But the good news on the other side is there are solutions that are emerging. And it just takes people awareness and people asking for it to get to our street.
Yeah, and I want to get to those solutions in a second. But I'm seeing lung cancer risks. I'm seeing maybe neurological damage. I mean, possible?
Those molecules, if they are inhaled in excess, it could cause significant damages. And it varies from a small headache to all the way to neurological impacts.
And you're studying different ways to maybe get around this. And correct me if I'm wrong, but one of these studies involves algae?
Yes, and algae has been the most promising magnet for these molecules. And what we found is actually you can be selective with algae to design an adsorbent that keeps the toxic one in. So we end up having with this algae-derived product, which, by the way, we grow it on the wastewater treatment facility, the algae one. And then we convert it to this adsorbent. We found that we can reduce emission maybe by 40%, but the toxicity was reduced by tenfold. Wow. Meaning if you actually target the toxic elements, not everything, then you can reduce the toxicity significantly with a little bit of effort.
But again, this is algae, as you mentioned, from wastewater. That's a good thing, using wastewater for something, else here. And again, the algae, binds this stuff together at a better rate than what's being used right now?
Algae will be more of a supplement, like nutrition for the roads.
Yes.
So the supplement will work in a way that it targets these volatiles. Some of these molecules, if it gets hot, they leave because they are volatile or semi-volatile. And the algae, what it does, it has multiple functional activities that grabs them and keep them where they belong to. So you add this supplement on top of your asphalt.
Okay. Last question here. How far along are these new ideas to keep asphalt from being such a health concern?
Solutions are emerging. I think what takes this to become part of our streets is actually people asking for it, starting from your driveway and your roof to your playground and tennis court. Ask for it, and then we get to our street and highways.
But then it's pretty pricey, though. New stuff's always pricey. Is this pricey?
This is not pricey. I think the main barrier for this application is actually the public awareness and local leaders and city leaders understanding that we want low-emission options. Low-emission asphalt is still the same right quality, smooth and pleasant with no emission.
Ellie Finney, this is really interesting stuff. Ellie Finney from ASU School of Sustainable Engineering and the Built Environment. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You bet.
Well, after Pearl Harbor, I think so many of us felt an obligation to help our country. I joined the 6th Marine Division Pioneer Battalion, and they had been very active in the island fighting, and we were preparing for Okinawa and landed there the first April the 1st, 1945, and I thought it was an honor and a privilege to be able to serve your country and to contribute what little I did for its continuation and victory in World War II. And I don't think there's anything higher that one can do other than serve your country in a time of need.
Drive a few miles north of Strawberry on Highway 87, nearly 20 miles on rugged forest roads along the edge and into the deep woods atop the Mogollon Rim, then scamper 500 feet down the southern edge of a rocky canyon, and you'll come upon a monument to the Battle of Big Dry Wash. The site looks much as it did on July 17, 1882, when a party of over 50 Apaches under Nattiatish waited to ambush cavalry led by Captain Adna R. Chaffee. The troops were guided by legendary scout Al Sieber, who discovered the Apaches' trap and warned the soldiers. The Apache had no idea that they were now surrounded, outnumbered, and they had lost the element of surprise. Nearly half the Apache were killed, including Nattiatish. Only 2 troopers died in the melee. The names of the cavalry that took part in the fight are listed on the back of the rarely visited massive stone monument, including Lieutenant Thomas Cruz, who won the Medal of Honor. The Battle of Big Dry Wash was the last battle fought between the Apaches and Army regulars.
A pet clinic in Scottsdale is offering a non-surgical alternative for treating dogs with torn ligaments and other issues. The treatment involves custom orthotic braces. The goal is to reduce the need for surgery, which can be costly and involve a painful recovery. Joining us now is Dave Vowles, president of Pet Ortho Braces, and Barb Spruck with her dog, Ziggy, who is just having a... Ziggy is... How old is Ziggy?
He's 14.
He's 14. And this is the first time he stopped moving since he's been here.
Yes.
And he's got a little brace. All right, Dave, I want to start with you. Pet Ortho Braces.
Yes.
What exactly are we talking about here?
So we make custom braces for animals, mostly dogs, but all animals. We've done horses, pigs, goats, everything. So these are custom made to the dog for orthopedic situations, torn ligaments, fractured bones, any of the sorts.
Torn ligaments for dogs, I would imagine, would be the hind legs, one or two?
Not just the hind legs. That is our #1 brace, but they also tear their front legs, which is their carpal joint, same as our wrist. So we see a lot of carpal injuries as well.
And they tear often?
Fairly often. I was very surprised when I started this field and got into, started the company, that how busy we would be with this.
And so what's usually involved with surgery? We'll start with that and then get to your...
Sure, yeah. So surgery is it's pretty involved. It's called a TPLO procedure. It's a tibial plateau leveling osteotomy. So what they do is with surgery to correct CCL injuries, or the same as our ACL, is they will cut the bone, reposition it, put a plate and screws in, and make it biomechanically more stable. And then they wait for scar tissue to heal and make it completely stable just from an internal perspective. And we do it externally.
Yeah, and we're watching, what are we watching here?
Yeah, so this is just the evaluation part. I'm sorry, this is an application. We've already made the brace, and we're going to fit it and instruct the patients, the owner, on how to properly apply the brace. So we're just putting a sock on here to compress the fur.
Okay.
Because it sometimes will get tangled up in the Velcro straps, and this is just for convenience.
And the brace itself, as we have here on the table, the brace itself stays on 24/7?
No.
Oh, it does not? Oh, interesting.
Yes, we have them take them off at night. They're non-weight bearing, they're sleeping, so there's no reason to have the brace on at night. And so most of these are weight-bearing braces.
Okay, and Barb, as far as Ziggy's concerned, how long has he now had his brace?
He's had it for about 9 months, but he really used it most of the time for the first 4 months.
Yeah?
And he can go without it, but I still use it on walks.
Yeah. The initial recovery period, what was that like?
Well, he's 14, and he is still pretty active. And he actually had a TPLO surgery on his other leg.
Oh, wow.
A couple years ago.
So compare the two.
Yeah, so the surgery was great. It worked. It's just the recovery is very long, and it's not just for the dog, it's for the human.
Yeah.
So, it's hard to keep a dog calm for that many months. So having the brace, immediately once we put it on, he could start walking and got used to it pretty quickly.
And again, building scar tissue is, again, the goal here, just like surgery, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. They don't, even in surgery, I want to make perfectly clear, we're not anti-surgery. We work with the surgeons very close. We're a tool in the toolbox. We're here for those folks that don't want to do it or maybe can't afford it. And so, we rely on that scar tissue to heal everything up and tighten up. And the surgeon does the same, but also the surgeon's biomechanically changing some things internally.
Yeah. Talk about treatment period. How long is compared to surgery?
Very close. Surgery, they usually tell their clients about 12 to 14 weeks, and we're 16 weeks. We like to go a little bit longer, make sure everything's stable before we discharge them. So the braces are not lifetime. They do wean out of the braces after they're healed.
And the dogs seem to take to them?
Yeah, very well. Actually, very well.
Yeah. Isn't it? Now, you mentioned...
Amazing.
Yeah, no kidding, because I would be like scratching the thing. Animals, other animals, horses, pigs?
Yes, we have recently built a custom brace for a 900-pound donkey.
Holy smokes.
We did 2 front leg braces for a miniature pony that had an orthopedic issue where both limbs were what we call windswept and crooked. We did a custom wheelchair for a potbelly pig.
A wheelchair.
List goes on and on. We've had some interesting cases.
What got you started in all this?
Well, my background is I'm a CPO. I'm a certified prosthetist orthotist. I went to med school at UW in Seattle. My degree's in rehab medicine, specifically in prosthetics and orthotics. So I treated humans for over 20 years. And my wife and I had an opportunity to sell that company, and I switched over to the animal side. So we just take everything we learned and right to the animal side.
Very good.
It's been
And
a lot of
Barb,
fun.
you decided to go this direction. Did you have some concerns about it? I mean,
You know, I didn't have any concerns. For me, it was just he didn't have an opportunity for surgery this time around,
Yeah.
just given his age and
Yeah.
some other health issues. So I didn't really know if there was an issue, and I was concerned about it. But he took to it right away, so it was pretty easy.
well, he's certainly enjoying life right now, I tell you.
Yes, he is.
He's the
He
belle
is.
of the ball here. All right, Ziggy, thank you for joining us. Barb, thank you too.
Thank you.
And Dave, thank you as well. Good to
Thanks
have
for
you
having
all
us.
here, and thank you so much for joining us. That is it for now. I'm Ted Simons. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a great evening. I like to think that at Arizona Horizon we are unique in the way that we present information, public policy, sometimes news, these sorts of things, because we have conversations. And I don't want conversations that human interaction